How's fall camp going for you?
It's going good. It's good to be out there every day, getting a chance to get better and grow with my boys. We have a really solid defensive tackle group coming back with a lot of experience. It's really cool to get an opportunity to work on the smaller things with that group because we know we can produce and play on game day. It's just now how can we take the next step and try to be one of the more productive fronts on the West Coast.
I was just talking to Coach Chenander. He talked about he feels pretty good about the depth, that second group, trying to maybe get the third group to come along. I mean, how do you feel overall about the depth?
I think that the young guys are taking big strides. I think today was a really big stride for them. I think that Michael Madre has shown flashes of being a contributor this year so far, and I think that he needs to keep taking steps going forward throughout camp and working on keeping his body fresh and ready to go for when season starts, because as we know with the defensive line, you need all the depth you can get. Last year we were able to make it 14 games with 4 D tackles, but we would love to have a fifth and maybe a sixth guy ready to go just in case anything happens. So, we're ready to have as many players ready as we can.
How are you feeling about the interior, but also on the edge in terms of the pass rush? How's that coming along?
I think that we're really focused on doing a better job with our pocket leverage as defensive tackles. There were times during games last year that the quarterback got out, so that's been a big emphasis for us inside. Working on giving the edge guys more opportunities to use the moves that they need to use to get more production. But I think that Jaden Virgin Morgan has really stepped up this camp. He's going to be a big player for us. He's going to be a star on the edge position. And obviously Ahmed, sky's the limit for Ahmed. I'm excited to see what he does this year. He's clearly probably the best player on our defense, and it's going to be cool to see how he dominates this year.
Are you guys the first line in history with 2 single-digit numbers?
Shoot, probably at Boise State at least. I've never seen a single-digit D lineman, and now we got 2. So,
what did you think of Sheldon? And we saw the video of Spencer giving him number 9.
It was so cool. He 100% has earned it. We from when Sheldon came in last January to where he is now, it's night and day. You can't even recognize him. The work that he put in the offseason to get on top of his body and lose some fat. And I know that on the roster, I don't think it shows that he lost that much weight, but he lost so much fat. It's all muscle. He's more explosive. He's like there's been times during camp that we've had to make small adjustments for him because he's more explosive than he's used to. Wow. So he's ahead of some things. So. Really excited for Shelley. He 100% earned the number 9. He's going to have a dominant year. I'm really excited to see what he can do.
Did that make you wish you had thought about a single-digit number? Or?
No, I don't know. 92 just fits me. I just feel like it's blue collar. I've never really thought about changing the number. I was 52 in high school, so when I got to campus 5 years ago, 92 was open, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
What about turnovers? I know you guys started off with some takeaways early on. Coach said it slowed down a little bit, but I know obviously that's one of the things you're wanting to improve from last year.
Yeah.
How is that coming along?
It's obviously probably the biggest emphasis outside of tackling and leverage on our defense right now is getting the ball out more. Our goal is to get 3 takeaways a game, and that starts in fall camp. So each day we go in with the goal of getting 3 takeaways or more practice. If we don't get it, we run gassers. So it's a big emphasis for our defense. And yeah, it's slowed down a little bit, but guys are still on the hunt. I would say that since we had that outburst of interceptions, we've actually had more guys going for ball searches, trying to punch out the ball and ball carriers. So it's still a huge emphasis alongside of tackling and leverage, just something we got to keep on working on each day until we get to our first game.
You mentioned the tackling. I know that was another area you guys were trying to improve. How's that coming along?
There's been times in camp that it's been night and day, and there's times that we've struggled. I think that we just need to keep on being intentional with it each day. I think when guys are completely honed in and know that and understand what their leverage is when they're tackling guys, I think that we look like a very improved defense. I think at times it's dropped, so we just need to keep on working each day on being consistent with it.
Okay, I waited 3:59, but now I got to ask about yourself. What just for you? You made the decision to come back this year, and just your mindset, I guess, going into this year is what?
My mindset is selfishly, I want to soak it in and enjoy each moment that I get. There's going to be a lot of last first. I had the last first day of fall camp. It's the last fall camp that I get. I'll have my last first home game, and so on and so forth. So I'm trying to stay present this season and just take it in and enjoy it because I truly love it here. This is the best decision I've ever made in my life to be here, and I'm so glad that I'm back for another year. And then outside of my own selfish wanting to enjoy it, I also know that this is going to be a dominant team, and I think that my biggest goal is in my leadership position. I just want to keep pushing the standard each day and not letting it drop and not letting guys get absorbed by the grind of fall camp. I want to keep pushing guys so that we can be that dominant force that we know we're going to be this season.
Are you kind of an emotional guy or a guy that you say you want to soak it all in? Is that something you're able to do, or are you going to look up and it's going to be senior night? I mean,
I wouldn't say I'm a huge emotional guy. I think on game days I'm an emotional guy, but knowing how I approach each week with my preparation, I know that the season's going to fly by. So I'm doing my best to remind myself each day. But I mean, we're already at August 12th today. I think today was practice 10, and it feels like we started fall camp yesterday. So I have a feeling that's how the season's going to go for me. I know it's just going to fly by, but I'm going to do my best to enjoy each moment of it, be around my boys, and keep growing each day.
So what does it do too to motivate you personally to have your best season individually, but also as a team?
It's motivated me to not take a day for granted. Like each time that I'm on the practice field, it's a blessing. So I'm out there, I'm doing everything I can, I'm pushing myself. I want to leave everything that I have at this program when I'm done, because when I'm done, and I won't get to, it's going to be history for me. It's going to be something I get to look back on. But while I'm in the moment, I want to make it the best that I can. So I'm trying my best to not take any moment for granted and be present.
Coach Chenander was saying you're kind of like a second coach on the field, and if he's talking to somebody, you can talk to other guys. Like, what is that part, that leadership part, or I don't know if you want to get into coaching or what, but just what helping some of the younger guys, helping other guys, like why is that important to you?
It's important for me because of the way that my seniors in my room handled it when I was a true freshman. They had every excuse in the world. They were in the exact same position as me. It was their last year. They were heading out the door, but they took the time to spend 5-10 minutes after practice to help me learn things, learn the defense, learn techniques. So it's really important for me to be able to pass on the knowledge to the next group of D linemen that's going to come up, because I know how quick the season's going to go. And then after this, we need another group to step up, because you look at it and there's 3 D tackles that are going to be playing the majority of snaps this year that won't be here next year. So we want to make sure that we have as much people ready to go for next season and potentially this season as well. So I just try to do what I can to pass it down each day.
Who were some of those guys that when you were a freshman that were helping you?
David Moa, Sanatani Louie, Chase Atada, guys like that. They played. I mean, I think at that point there was no rotation, so I think that those guys were playing 75 to 80 snaps a game, and they would turn around and have some 240-pound freshmen coming up to them like, hey, can you help me out with this? And I know how their bodies were feeling. They still took the time to help me out, and they'd spend extra time to film with me. So I think just having that experience with those guys has really molded me into the leader that I am today, and has motivated me to keep on passing it down.
So I'm sure you want to try to keep playing football, but whenever football ends, what's next for you?
I'm not sure. I hate to say that I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I don't. I'm open to everything. I'm finishing my MBA in the spring, so I'll be up in Boise for the next couple months after the season anyways. I love Idaho. I want to stay local. I want to work in the community. But whenever football's done, I'm not worried about it. I've given the game everything that I can, and I've had unbelievable life-changing experiences. So I'm just truly blessed to be here and taking in every moment.
And I guess final thing, I mean, just with all this put together, what is the excitement level and just the anticipation for this season and how special it could be?
It's unbelievable. I mean, each day, like I said, I'm trying to stay present, but at the same time, it's hard to not start looking forward and getting excited and getting pumped up, because I know how good we can be. And I think that has been pushing our practices too. Because when you get tired, you're in fall camp. Like I said, it's practice 10, so guys are banged up. It's getting to the grind of fall camp. So I think that's motivating us to stay present and keep pushing. Because I know that if we push through this camp, that we can realize our full potential this season.